Alright, Chapter 14, Using Block Tools and Block Editing. You will learn in this chapter how to use automatic scaling, how to use the Design Center, how to use and customize tool palette, how to edit a block. Alright, automatic scaling feature. When you create a block, you input a block unit. If you're telling the Autocad that each unit is used in this block will represent a certain unit. In order for the circle to be completed, you have the control of the drawing file unit. Go to the application menu, select drawing utility, select units. Fill the following dialog box and it shows length, type, dimension, angle, type, precision, insert, scale, units, sample, output, lighting. Under units to scale, inserted content, select the desired unit representation, drawing file unit, AutoCAD convert the block unit, drawing unit will show the insert of the dialog box block unit, which is read only. Alright, Design Center. And before AutoCAD 2000, there was no direct method to share block layers or other things. AutoCAD 2000 Design Center was introduced ultimate solution for such a problem. While in Design Center, you could share blocks, layer, dimension, style, text, styles, table types, or in created order. Other files, put them in yours, whether the file is in your computer network or even on the internet. Issue the command, go to the Insert Command tab, locate Content Panel, then click the Design Center button, which is Command Add AD Center, AutoCAD Center. You'll see the following palette. Design Center left pane with the My Computer window OS, which contains the list of all the file drivers and files and folders and files, which will enable you to locate the desired file that contains the needed block layers, etc. Wherever you locate the file, click on the plus sign at the level of the file name, and the list will come up in the following illustration. Select desired content. If you select blocks, you'll see the shape of the name to the right. There are three methods for the copy of the block for the current drawing used with the Design Center, which are drag and drop left button to insert the block in the current file, drag and drop with the right button. When you release it, you'll see the following menu, self-explanatory. Copy here, paste this block, paste the original coordinates, cancel, double click, insert the dialog box will come up right away. Note the user download free of change AutoCAD 2 and 3D blocks from Autodesk Seek. All you have to do is type one word, one thing you want to search for in the same panel. Click the Autodesk Seek button as is in the following. Browser will open with the Autodesk Seek website along with the search results as follows. Autodesk Seek is click drawing file symbol over the right on the desired block and select to download it with your local hard disk. Using Design Center tool palettes. Using Design Center to share data between the files was a blessing, but there are still some hardships to deal with. You have to be careful of the current layer, the scale, the rotation angle, the angle, agonizing idea of searching for the desired file. But each time you need to copy something from it, we waited until the AutoCAD 2004 when AutoCAD introduced tool palettes, which was to take the blocks to the next level. Tool palettes will help you to store any type of the object in them, and retrieve them in an open file, maneuver your control of the object properties so that the next time you drag it in your file, you will not worry about layer, scale, or rotation angles, and keep several copies of the same block, each holding different properties. To start with the command, go to View to locate Palettes panel, then click Tool Palettes button. When you see this, the following it's also as in Tool Palettes command, you'll see the drop-down window. The default, some of the tool palettes are coming with AutoCAD, but possibility to create your own palette here. Alright, how to create a tool palette from scratch. The method to create an empty palette so that you will be able to fill either the different methods. Do this, right-click over the name of the existing tool palette, and you will see the following menu. Move up, down, view, options, new palette, delete palette, rename, new palette, and a new empty palette will be created, allowing you to name it right away. The type of the name of the new palette is shown below. How to fill a new palette with content. The user can fill the new empty palette with content. Use the drag and drop method, the different drawing with the palette. Say open one or more of the colleague drawing files. You discover that he or she has converted in several new blocks. You can simply click the block, avoiding the grips, holding, dragging it into the palette. There you go. You can do the same with the normal object line, arc, circle, polyline, hatches, table, dimensions, etc. How to create a palette from the Design Center. AutoCAD allows you to create a palette from all blocks in the file using Design Center. In order to do this work, make sure that both the Design Center and tool palettes are displayed in front of you. Go to your desired file on the left-hand pane of the Design Center and right-click, and you'll see something of the following. Create Tool Palette. Select Create Tool Palette option. New tool palette holding the same name of the file will be created containing all the blocks. The user will have the ability to make the drag drop at any of the block in any file from the Design Center to any tool. The user has the ability to make a drag drop from any block in any file from the Design Center to any tool palette. 1434. 14.3.4 How to customize tool pallets. Create with several copies of the block hatch for the tool pallets. Use the normal copy and paste procedure. One, have several copies the same with the block and hatch. You can change the properties of these copies according to your needs. Follow these steps. Right click on the copy of the block and hatch. You can see with the following menu. Block editor, copy, with delete name, update tool, image, specify the image and property. The properties option, you see something like the following dollar box. Tool properties, image, file name, description, insert in general. Name of the new description, properties of the block and hatch, cut into the categories, insert type of the property, general type of the properties. By default, general properties are all use current. For a block and a hatch, you can specify whenever you drag with the tool pallet, you will reside in a certain layer, regardless of the current layer. It will hold a certain color, line type of line weight, etc. With tool pallets, CAD managers can create for each of the uses his or her own tool pallets, which hold all needed blocks and hatches customized according to the company standards. So all become simple drag and drop process. If you know that 30 to 40% any of the drawing is blocked with 10% and 20% is hatches, this means your time saving in these two areas will be enormous if you use tool pallets effectively. Alright, hatch and tool pallet. Just like blocks, you can store with a hatch and tool pallets. Storing a hatch and tool pallets is not important. Storing hatches, altered properties, layer, scale, color, etc. Ensure simple, fast sketch, insertion, drawing. Issue tool pallets commands like the hatch tab, just like the following. And then use drag and drop technique for the drawing with the drawing inside with the tool with the pallet. Right click with the properties option, chain with the properties for the same hatch. Alright, customizing tool pallets. User can customize the looks of the tool pallets, set with the needs, set with the transparency, set with the view options, so on. All these functions are available at the right-click menu, allowing docking. Use can be allowed to dock the tool pallet with the right or left screen to make the tool pallet permanent. The default mode is if the tool pallet is floating. To do this, make sure that the tool pallet is shown with the right-click empty space within the tool pallet. Avoid icons. You can see the following menus allowing docking. If you see the check mark at this left, this means it is on. Now you can drag the tool pallet to the right or left of the screen. Transparency, with the transparency value of the tool pallet, different value of 100% opacity. To do this, make sure that the tool pallet is shown right-click empty space within the tool pallet. Avoid icons. You can see the following menu. Select with the transparency icon. You see the following dialog box. General, how transparency should the pallet be, and rollover, clear to solid. The user is asked to change the value of the transparency for the pallet. Usually the slide with the under general rolled over. When the mouse is over the pallet, the value of the transparency of the rollover should be added or is equal to or more than the general value. Also select one of the settings for effect with the current pallets or other pallets, and when they disable all windows transparency or not. Few options. User can set how all the icons appear inside of the pallet. To do this, they make sure that the tool pallet is shown right-click at the empty space of the tool pallet. Avoid the icons. You can see the following menu. Set the view options. See the following view option: image size, view style, icon with text, last view, apply, current pallet. Use dialog box. Set the size of the image. Set the view style, icon with text, list view. Decide whether to apply the change to the current pallet or all pallets. Add text and add separators. You can add text create with the internal grouping of each of the pallet. Also add some of the lines which will work as separated. Do this. Make sure that the tool pallet is shown. Right click in the empty space within the tool pallet. Avoid icons. You will see the following menu: add text or add separator. Operate op lines. This will get you. This is what it will get you. New and delete rename pallet. These three commands will create a new pallet, delete an existing pallet, or rename the existing pallet. To do this, make sure the tool pallet is shown. Right-click any of the empty space with the tool pallet. Avoid icons. You'll see the following menus: new pallet, delete pallet, rename pallet options. Alright, customizing pallets. You can create with the pallet groups of the organizing pallets. User can set one of the groups to be a current pallet group, and to do this, make sure the tool pallet is shown with the right-click empty space with the tool pallet. Avoid icons. You'll see the following menu: customize pallet size, pallets option. You'll see the following dialog box at the right. Part of the defined groups along with the pallets that belong to them. Left click with the defined pallets. In order to create a new group of the right part, right click anywhere when you see the following menu: new group. Select new option, type of the name of the new group. You may remove the group to any place with the drag drop technique. To fill the group with the pallets, use the drag drop technique again from the left part to the right part. To make this group current group, right-click and then select the current option. Set current U with the menu with a renamed group with a delete group with export one group, export all groups, finally import groups, and palette group with the file extension XBG. Alright, editing blocks. When you edit original block in Block Editor, which is you've created a dynamic feature as a block that is advanced feature of Autocad, Block Editor will redefine the block, adding, remove, and modifying existing objects. To issue the command, go to Insert tab, locate Block Definition panel, then click Block Editor. You'll see the following dialog box: edit the block, block to create, and modify, and then you chose door metric, and it will show the preview, the description. Select the name of the desired block to edit, then click OK. Start the editing. Another easy way to double click on one of the block instances. When the block editor opens, you'll see a lot of the things take place, such as the background color will be different. Next content block editor will appear with lots of new panels appear as well. Ignore all of this, starting and adding, remove the modifying objects of your block. Once you're done, you can click Save Block button at the Open and Save panel. You can find it at the left, and then close the block editor and button in the Close panel to end the command. Chapter Review Answers. Chapter 15, Creating Text Table Styles, Formulas, and Tables. Creating Text Table Styles and Formulas in Tables. Chapter 15.